Welcome back. So in today's video we continue from where we stopped in our previous video, and I want to take this opportunity to thank you, those ones who have watched up to this point. If you have reached this point watching, you have watched the previous episode and this episode, thank you so much, and I think you are learning a lot from this. And if you are finding that you are learning from this video, it is helping you, please subscribe, share the video, and also give it a like. Okay, you can just head to my YouTube channel here and you can subscribe. I want to thank those who have subscribed because that's how they have supported us as we make this content. It is not really easy to make the content. You must be so much genuinely want to put out content like this. So in the previous video we successfully managed to design the whole entire form, and the good news was that even the data that was into this form, we are able to get this data, okay, including the one in the table. We could get this data, we could add new cells, add new rows, remove rows. I'm so happy with what we did. So today we want to complete this whole entire preview and the form. So if you remember, on our Trello board, we are still in this design invoice, the preview and the form. I want this step to get done. I want this step to get done so that we can work on other things. So today we must finish this preview and the form, so that if we now submit, like we add everything, we should be able to create an entire invoice with actually all the details. Okay, so that in the next episode we work on these functionalities like the print, download, save, and send. So we just want to work, and we see that we are making some really progress. Okay. Yeah, so let's just start with the image, because we worked on other information. If you check in our code, one thing that remained was actually the image. Okay, so right now if you go and check in this, one thing that was not handled last time is actually the invoice. Okay, so if you just scroll below here, you will see that we have somewhere on the form, we have somewhere image and the invoice label. So this here, this image here, we just put the label and everything, we just put it here, and we haven't worked on the functionality really for uploading. Okay, so now in this video we are just going to go ahead actually and make it work. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and make this work, and there are so many ways we could make this work. Okay, if you go on my videos, if you go on the YouTube channel, you will see that actually I have a video on image upload. Okay, if you go in these videos, you scroll down somewhere, you will see that I have a video about image upload using Cloudinary. Okay, so in this, actually these previous months, Cloudinary went ahead, actually they improved the whole image upload, okay, more than how I used in this video. Okay, so I'm going to use Cloudinary to upload the image. Okay, and for purposes of actually understanding how this one works, we are just going to head to Cloudinary. So just in the new tab, just type in Next Cloudinary, just like that. So there is this tool they built on top of Cloudinary called Next Cloudinary. So you could even open here this link here. So right click, open this link, and you can also go ahead and open this one from npm, but I'm just going to use this one. Okay, so this plugin or this tool here, Next Cloudinary, actually was developed by one of the famous YouTubers called Ep04. You can actually also, for that guy is really good. So he works at Cloudinary, is the one who came up with this powerful tool that we are going to use. Okay, so this is so powerful. The Next Cloudinary has, you can see what it does. It optimizes images, videos. So if you have having issues like using videos in Next.js, uploading, drag and drop, like it does literally anything. And I think after this, I'm just going to drop one video that is working on a robust project where we use all these components. So he created this tool whereby you use different components. So he has like a component for, he has a component that he gets images from Cloudinary. By the way, those ones who are new to Cloudinary, Cloudinary is just like the way you see Google Drive, the way you see Dropbox. Yeah, so it stores media it has really a good free tier for storing file media like images and videos. Okay, so you're going to take part because they have built a lot of tools around it, and you're going to take advantage into that. Okay, so I will first show you before we jump in. I will first not show you directly here. Okay, to avoid confusing on how it works, I'm just going to create here a new thing. So inside the app, okay, inside the app, actually I could create a new one here like invoice upload. I could create a new one here, or I could just go and create something here. Let me just go into the app directory, create a new folder called upload. Okay, and then inside upload, create a new file called page.jsx. okay, and then here let's just say RFC. So here we are going to test how to upload a file. Okay, uploading files using Cloudinary. So we are going to see this part. I want you to take some to understand this so that you can use it in other projects, not just using it in this project, just taking it and use it in other projects. So just go to this page, upload. So on our app here, just change this URL to /upload, just like that. Okay, so the page is not there really. Let's see where I've created it. I have inside the app, inside the, I have upload invoice, and then I have upload. I don't know why it is saying it is not there. Page couldn't be found. Let me just go back to invoice. This one is there. I wonder why they're saying upload is not found. Upload. Am I copying the spelling right? Okay, so it is here. So uploading files using Cloudinary. So want us to understand this, let me just first go and center this. So class name, just say flex items center. So I want just center this, justify center, and they just say H screen. Okay, so this is going to put this one in the center so that we can just view it properly, how we are going to upload files using Cloudinary. So I don't want to mix this on the other invoice since we have a lot of things. They just first work with it here. So when you successfully manage it here, then we'll actually transfer to the other invoice part. Okay, so the first step to use this is going to first installation. So first go and install Next Cloudinary. So whether you're using yarn or using npm, just grab this npm install Next Cloudinary. Just go ahead and let me open the terminal here. Okay, and let's just install it. Okay, so now when we go, as it is installing, we can just be doing other things. For instance, there is some configuration we have to do. The under configuration step 2, they say add the following variable to your .env, .local or .env file. So we add this configuration, and to do this you have to have an account with Cloudinary. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this and create a .env file. Right now we don't have any environment variable with us. Okay, so in this route I'm just going to create a new file and call it .env, just like that. Okay, and before I forget, this .env file, you're supposed to add it in the git ignore file. So here is right now is not there, and if it's there you can just leave it, but right now you see that .env, there is .env .local. So we can just add the .env. So down here I'm just going to say .env, and this is to protect it that it shouldn't just take any files to GitHub and to expose our anything to GitHub. So you can add this file always here. So after that we have installed, now add this. So you have to copy this next public Cloudinary cloud name. Just copy this, Ctrl C or copy, and then go to our .env file I've just created and paste this here. Okay, so this is the first step. You must first add this next public Cloudinary name, add this here. Okay, after that step is done, go to your Cloudinary account. So I'm just going to go to my Cloudinary account. So just say Cloudinary. Okay, just going to go to my Cloudinary account. If you don't have an account, they have a free account, just simply log in. Okay, simply go create an account and log in. The only place you want to go is you can see the heading me to the login. So create an account using Google, or you can use GitHub, whatever you prefer. I'm just going to use my Google account. I already have an account, I can log in, but you can just go ahead and create a new account if this is your first time. Okay, so I'm just going to log in to my Cloudinary account, and I want to show you where you can get this the cloud name. Okay, I want to show you where you can get this cloud name, and then we fill it here, then we can move on. By the way, our package Next Cloudinary actually installed successfully, so you should make sure you have installed this also successfully in your packages. So if you go to package.json and you scroll down, you should be able to see that we actually installed Next Cloudinary version 4. Okay, so that is good. So I've logged in here, and you can click on either dashboard or you can click on getting started. So just click on getting started. Okay, you can click on getting started, or you can click on dashboard. All those two places, they give you actually your name. So when you see clearly here on the screen, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. If you see on this screen, I have this setup your environment where we have how you can use the SDK, the Cloudinary SDK in your app. We are not going to copy all this. What we want actually, if you look clearly in the cloudinary.config file, you see we have cloud name. Okay, so you can see we have cloud name, we have API secret and API key. So when you create, they will create this automatically for you. When you create an account, they will create all these actually for you. Okay, yeah, so you copy this name that you are seeing here under cloud name, this one here, just double click or just right click and copy this. I'm just going to copy. By the way, even if you go to the dashboard, it's the same thing. They will give you your credentials. You see a product environment credentials. You see you still have your cloud name. You can simply copy from it here. You have API key and API secret. Okay, so just copy the cloud name here and just go to, let me close this, go to our .m file and remove this here, and then just paste it in here, just like this. So this, we have made this very clear. Next, public cloud name. This is the second step. After I've installed, create the .m file, add this. So next, let's just move on to next. Go back here. After you have configured, you have created an account, you have got this cloud name, so that you are good to go. So the first thing is, actually they have a lot of components if you see them here, and the 5 popular components that were created are these 5: the CD, the Cloudinary image, Cloudinary OG image, Cloudinary upload button, Cloudinary upload widget, and this video player. Okay, so we're going to start with obviously the uploading the image. Okay, now the uploading image, they have 2 of them. Okay, they have the button which is wrapped around the Cloudinary upload widget. If you just click on this third one, Cloudinary upload button, so if you just going to this one, you see that the Cloudinary button creates a button element that uses the instance of Cloudinary upload widget instance to give you an easy way to add upload capabilities to your Next.js application. Okay, so this Cloudinary button component wraps this Cloudinary upload widget component, providing a predefined UI button. The same accepts to apply. Then you can say, including having option of using signed and unassigned upload. So there are 2 ways of uploading. You can use the signed or unassigned uploads. We are going to look into that in a minute. So they just tell you basic usage here is just actually adding this image only. So just copy this image component. They give you only this here. So I'm just going to copy this, bring it, go to our UI here on page. So down here, let me just first add a class name here, which is marginal bottom 12, and also here I'm just going to say flex core. Okay, and let me just go down here and add this button. So you have this Cloudinary upload button. Okay, we have this Cloudinary upload button, which is very powerful. And now you see the only thing they want from this button as the input is the upload preset. Okay, so how do we create a preset inside the Cloudinary? So just go to back to Cloudinary, your account here. So just go to this gear settings button. So in the bottom left corner here, click on settings. As it is loading here, so then click on uploads. Okay, and then scroll down. So here, this is where you can create presets, and presets are really just like a configuration that helps Cloudinary to understand about your project that you want to set. We can set a lot of things, a lot of configurations in a preset. So you can see I already have a lot of presets that I'm using, these ones here. I'm just going to go down here where we have add upload preset. So click on this add upload preset. Okay, and you can see on the preset we can make a lot of configurations, for instance storage and access, media analysis and AI. And by the way, Cloudinary, they have made it so strong on the AI and machine learning, and I think, as I've said, I'm going to drop a video where we are using Cloudinary to the fullest, where we are using this media analysis and AI, upload manipulation, upload control. We are going to use all these things. We are going to build, of course, a nice project. I think we should just build like a an Splash clone or something, but we just going to, I will drop I will drop a video on Cloudinary explaining these things at largest. So just simply come here, give the upload preset a name. So just give it a name as can you say invoice preset. Okay, this name you can just don't add some spaces, just add one single name, just like this. I'm adding invoice preset. Okay, and then here on the signing mode, make sure you turn this to unassigned. Okay, this it will allow users to upload without using to sign in or required to sign in. You can also create the folders, and you can just call these logos, since you're going to be applying logos in this app. So you can just put like here logos, and that's it. And if you go down, there are so many other configurations that you don't need to do them. Okay, those are the necessary ones. The one we have just filled right now, they're the only ones that we need. If you go like to media and analysis, for instance, it has a capability of auto tagging. This is very powerful. Auto tagging. There is this raw convert. There is upload manipulation, where you can do editing and blah blah. But right now, let's just stick to this simple one. Add the preset name, turn the signing in mode to unassigned, and simply click on this save button. Okay, so after that, you will see that the invoice preset is on top here. Just copy this name. Just copy that name, and we can pass this name to our Cloudinary upload button component just here, just like this. Okay, so we have the preset passed into this upload button. Okay, so you just see now, and just import this. So tap on it and get this button from Cloudinary, Next Cloudinary. So you see import Cloudinary upload button from Next Cloudinary. Make sure it is on top. And this one, since this is a client action, just on top here add use client. So you say use client. Okay, as simple as this. We can remove this React thing. Okay, so you just go to the page, and of course they're saying Cloudinary is not defined, so that's why we're just importing it from Next Cloudinary. So make sure you import this from Next Cloudinary, just like this. This will solve the problem. And we have here this upload. It doesn't look like it is styled. I don't know if it can accept anything like class names. Let's try. I don't think it has, but when you just tap space and then you tap this, they give you a lot of stuff, and it can take also class names. For instance, let's just say BG green. So you can just say BG green, not BG green, BG purple, maybe 600, and we can add text, of course, text white, and then we can also give padding of 3 and px of maybe 6. Okay, and we can say rounded, just round it, as simple as that. Let's see how it looks like if this is going to change it here. Okay, so we have a nice button here that I've styled, and it says upload. So this button already is having a lot of functionalities with it. So just click on this button upload, and you said it opens this upload component from actually from Cloudinary. And this is very powerful because you can upload files from your computer, from a web address. You can even use your camera, Google Drive, Dropbox, Shutter, get images, and even Splash, and even iStore. Okay, so we are just going to first use like from Splash. So I'm just going to get here the image and go to connect to Splash. Okay, so when you just click connect to Splash, they give you ability to search an image here. I can just say, for instance, a mountain. Okay, just search for an image I'm searching a mountain. I'm just going to get any image here for the mountain. Just click on this one and click next. Okay, and here you can select the format and size, click small and click upload. Okay, so we have this image. Click on this. Yep, and it seems nothing has happened, but actually something happened. So in the UI, there's nothing they have done for us. They have not shown us anything, but let's go back to our Cloudinary. At the Cloudinary, just go back to where we can see our uploads. Okay, you go back to where we can see our uploads. So under there is this media library, just click on media library. Okay, and then under media library, you just need to a second. So under media library, you can just go ahead and just click on this assets. So there is this homepage of the media library, then click on assets, and you see that this is the image. This is the image that has been uploaded. You can see it here. It was this a guy climbing the mountain, moving down the mountain. This was the image. Now when you click on this image, the first thing, there is a URL, and then there is also here, if you look at this image, one thing that you can also get from this image on the details, if I clicked on this image, when you select this image and you come to, not to more, but you see that there is this, they just show you here this ID. So there is this ID where you say check, and then they say this is selected. So this is the ID, a public ID for this image. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how powerful is that. So the uploading component is working completely, and this is the purpose of the upload. Now the upload has capability of actually giving us two things, either this ID, okay, it can give us this upload ID, or it can also give us this URL. And I always like the URL, but I'm just going to show you how to use both. So if you just copy like this URL here, and you go to a new tab, paste this, and you open, you see that you actually have access to this image. Okay, so that is very great. So we can just now see how we can get this URL. So go back to our application, and just down here on this upload button, there are so many other things. So we have just used one of the props, which is class name, but it actually has other many props. So just put space and then press Control space bar, just like that, and then you get this auto completion with all these things. There is on a click, you can add on a click as usual, you can add on close, on display changed. Right now what I need is actually on upload. So they have one which is on upload. Okay, so this is a function you can run that will give us something, and it has access to the uploaded data. So inside here you can just say it has access to the uploaded data, and I would want first console.log this uploaded data. So just say here, say console.log the data. So this is very powerful. This button does not only upload, but actually using this on upload function, it actually has access to the uploaded image, and it gives back all the data about the uploaded image. Okay, so just go ahead and console.log the data. So just go ahead and upload another image. So just refresh and just simply upload this time, and we're going to watch our console. So I'm just going to open the console here, click on upload, and they give us this. And this time let's get an image from browsing. Okay, so I'm just going to add one of the images from here. Okay, I have the image of some invoice, let me just click on this invoice here. So open, and this is the image that I've uploaded from my PC. Click done. Okay, so you see it is done, and then this side they give us this object. So they say they give us object. First of all, it has the event, and then it has here event success, and then inside it has this info object also. So in the info object, it has all these things. Okay, look at the things we have inside the info. We have the access mode, we have asset ID, batch ID, all these bytes and all the information, the folder, for instance, where it has saved it. Okay, and they're getting it from the preset. Now in this, the only important things we want, the first one is the public ID. Okay, the first one is the public ID, and the second one is this secure URL. Okay, so these two, public ID is actually the ID that we looked at here. Okay, you remember this is the ID here that we used, so they just make it as a public ID. And then we have also this URL. So this URL here you see here, you can copy from here, is the same as the one that we are seeing here in our console, the secure URL. So what we want is, first of all, creating a sort of a use state where we can actually capture this public ID or the secure URL. Okay, so I'm just going to come here and say create a use state. So just on top here, just create a use state. So just say const, okay, image URL set image ID. So you can just say set image, you can just say image URL or image ID, whatever you want. Okay, whatever you want here, you can just name it anything you want. I'm just naming it image URL because I want actually to capture using the image URL, which is equal to use state. So I get this use state from React, and by default they just make it empty. And now on the upload here, when this data comes back, want to set, so set image URL, okay, set image URL to data. So this is the object which has the info on it. Okay, it has info on it, dot, okay, and then on this info is also an object, and we want to say to secure URL, just like that. So this will get the data and extract the image URL and set it inside here. Okay, now what we want is actually to show this image URL. Okay, if you just go back and copy this image, this secure, so I just want to grab this one, just double click, Ctrl C. I don't know if I've grabbed it, just paste there, and we're just going to use this very one. Anyways, let's just use this very one. This is an image URL that was generated. We simply copied it from inside here, we copied it from here, so just use it. Now we're going to use another second component by Cloudinary image, Cloudinary, next Cloudinary. Just go back to next Cloudinary. Where is it? It is here. So this time you click on this Cloudinary image, just click on this and click on basic usage. So you're going to use this one, and this component provides an easy way to deliver images from Cloudinary with the same experience we would expect inside the Next.js app. So just simply go to usage and then just copy this. Okay, and down here after this button, I want to put this image, and now to conditionally want only put this image when this image URL is present. Okay, so when it is present, I'm just going to come here and just say put this, and I say if image URL is present only and only that, then want show this component. Okay, this one, and don't forget to export it or to import it from Cloudinary image. Put a mouse at the end here, place control space bar, just like that, and then they give you the suggestion. Click on the first one, and this will import this on top here. So we have CLD image and the upload from Cloudinary. So we have it there, and you see the only thing they want from you is actually the public ID. Okay, so as we said, this public ID here, okay, they have the public ID here. You can use the public ID, but if you just go ahead and read, they will show you that actually, even if you want to use the URL, it is still actually works. So you can see here, using Cloudinary URLs. If a full Cloudinary URL, you might already have transformation applied to your image. To preserve those, you can apply. So you can just come here and use also Cloudinary URL. Okay, so it's not a matter, you cannot just only use the public ID, you can also use the URL. And in this case, I'm actually want to use the URL because in the future we might want to save that or give a link to user to view it. Okay, so now here, just simply remove this and let's pass the image URL. Okay, just want to pass this image URL, and you can see it is in state here. So now when we upload, let's just go back to the how it's going to work. So when we upload with this one uploads, it gets back the uploaded data, and in the uploaded data we just extract the image URL, we save it in this image URL, and then we can actually go ahead and display it here. Okay, so this is grateful. Let's just go ahead and do this. And by the way, this CLD image is built with the Next.js image. Okay, so they built on top of Next.js image. Don't just say this is a different component. This is just like a Next image component but enhanced. So now we just go back to this Cloudinary. Where is our app? So go back to our app now. Right now you can see we don't have anything here, and let me add some margin bottom. Okay, from this class you can just go add margin bottom like 8 to give some spacing so that you can see the image that has been uploaded very well. And then on the console, I'm just going to console this also, console.log this data.info.secure URL. Okay, so let's just go ahead and upload a new image. So click upload. Okay, click upload, and it opens up this. Then just go to Splash, or you can just go to your my files or in your computer. Let's browse, get an image. So just go ahead and upload. Maybe this time what we can just simply get this image here. Just upload this one. Okay, let's upload this image here. It's very distinct, and just click on done. Okay, and you see the image. After clicking on done, the image has been picked and we can see it here. Okay, and if you just look in the console, we have back the Cloudinary link here. If I click it, this also opens and it has the image. Okay, so we successfully now actually uploaded and viewed this. So the only thing now we are remaining with is actually to put it in our invoice. Okay, so let's go back now and integrate this to our system. Okay, let's just go and put it in this functionality here. So what we want only is this is going to be the upload button. Okay, and then when we upload this, it should just give back this image here. Okay, so just go and do that. So there are two ways we might just do this, but let's first try the first one, just putting the image direct here. So I'm just going to go copy from this upload. The first thing we are going to create is a state. So just first go and create the state of the image URL. Okay, go to our app now, invoice, and page. So on top of it here, okay, on top of it here, let's go ahead and create a state. Okay, and we can just call this one logo URL. So on top here, just take this, and instead of calling it image URL, we can just say logo URL. Okay, just say logo URL, and this is going to be set logo URL, just like this. And you can say use state. By default is going to be empty, and make sure that you have get this use state from React. Okay, so that is the first step. The second step is now getting the upload component into the space. So go back to the upload, and let's get this component, this one. And we don't need, so I was thinking we put it inside the label. Let me just try that. So copy this, Control C, and just go to our invoice new, and where we have this image, just go down here where we have the form, and inside this form where we have this HTML label 4 blah blah stuff here, and instead I want to replace it with, okay, I want to remove this span which said upload. So I just want to replace it where we have this upload logo. So go ahead and remove this span and replace it with this one. Okay, and first thing we are going to remove, I'm just going to remove these BGs things here, these ones, text white rounded blah blah, remove these ones first. And then another thing we just want to do is just get this CLD upload button, place at the end here, place control space, get it from Cloudinary image. So just make sure you have imported it on top here, and we already have it as a use client, so we have no problem, but make sure this button is actually imported. That is the first thing we want to do. So then one thing we have to disable, remember, we are not going to need now this form input. So this is now not needed, because this drop zone, actually the purpose of this drop zone was going to be that it helps us to upload the input file, but actually they have already put that functionality within the button. So just this input, just comment it out or just remove it. Let's first see if that one works. So what I'm wondering is the type of this button, because if it has type submit, it's going to be submitting right away. We shall check on that in a second. So after uploading, want it to get the data, and then here want it to set the logo URL. So yes, say set logo URL. So this one is setting the logo URL to be data.info.secure URL. Okay, and you can go ahead, of course, also leave this like that. Now next, what I want to do is getting the image. Okay, I want to see what has changed. The word upload is still there. Okay, I just want to see what, if we click it, what it will do. Okay, so it is still opening this, so that is great. It is actually an actual button, it is not submitting the form, it is an actual button. And you see, we have remained with our UI, which is really nice. We have remained with our UI. So what we want is actually to show the image, and we need to get a simple one. So we have, this is the upload button. So in this very space, okay, in this very space, so what we want is, if the image is there, we want to replace it with this label. Okay, if the image is there, we want to hide this. Okay, and then we show the logo here. One in this very space, want to show the logo. So just go and get this CLD, this Cloudinary image. So this one, just copy this here. And one thing we want to do, let me just first do this. So just do cut this, and then here let's put this brackets, and we say if the logo URL is there, if we first check and we find the logo URL is there, and if it is there, we want actually to show. Now this time we will not just do this because we don't have only one thing. What you're going to do is, if this is true, if it is there, then we should show the CLD image here. Else we just need to show this. Okay, this is how you can conditionally show two things. So I'm just going to grab this, copy that, and let's go up here. Okay, just go up here where we have the condition here. So in this we have, if it is true, show this, and what we want to show here is actually the uploaded image, this CLD. Make sure you import this from Cloudinary, and then the width we want to make this 240. So here 240, and then here 240. Okay, and then this public URL is going to be, so just remove this and just say it is logo URL, as simple as that. Now sizes, you might just remove the sizes thing. Yeah, just remove that sizes thing. This is for responsive anyways. That sizes thing is for responsive. Just remove it and control save. Okay, so now if everything is working, we should have this upload button appearing first here, and after uploading it, then we get the image, and then we set it in this Cloudinary image. Okay, and the description you can just say here invoice logo, as simple as that. Let's just go and see. So by default, and this by default we just have like this. So when I click here to upload, let's just go ahead and let me just get the logo we are going to be using for now. I can just go to some place here, get some logo, graphic, not graphic images. Let's just go to all downloads, Telegram logos. So just get here a logo we can play around with. Okay, just get a logo here we can play around with. Just going to copy one of these logos. Okay, so just copy this, and maybe this one which has no background. So I'm just going to drop it in downloads. Okay, so just go ahead and upload. So you can refresh and click upload. So on click, it should now give us the it seems that I did not click refresh. Okay, let's click. Okay, just click here. Okay, it is working. It was still, I think, loading. Just go to my files, upload, and let me just go upload this logo I just put here right now, this one. Okay, and it is here, and click done. Wow, so we have the logo in place, guys. We have the logo in place. This is really, really cool. Okay, that is cool. We have the logo in place and it has worked. Okay, so now we have everything we need on our form. So what we need now is to design the actual form. Okay, so what we need now is to go, if we go to the preview, we need to get the actual invoice with the filled in data on this space, this side here. Okay, we need all the details done and calculated onto this side. Okay, so what we are just going to do is actually copying this very invoice, because this very one actually should be exactly like this side on the preview, only that it's not going to be form details, is going to actually be the actual things onto this. Okay, so what you're just going to do is I'm just going to simply copy. Okay, I'm just going to copy everything we have into this Okay, we have the form, everything we have in the form. I will just copy this form, Control C, and let's go and take this form into this preview form preview. Just go to the form preview component. Okay, we already have all this data destructured from here. And by the way, we now send, if you see that we are going to send here is going to be really different. We'll just talk about that in a second, but let's first design the invoice. So instead of returning all this, just return this form, and we're just going to change it in a minute. So just return this form. Okay, so you change this form to a div, just as simple as that. Change that form onto a div, and we do not need this on submit. Remove that. Okay, we do not need that on submit. Then for this image, the only thing actually we need is this only this one. So we can simply now use the and here. Okay, just like this. And here we could just use a normal we could just use a normal image, the normal image from Next.js. You can just simply swap this, and with Next.js image, this will still work. If I just use now this Next.js, this will still remain exactly the same. So just remove this, the second part, this one of the label. We do not need the label right now. We are not uploading anything. So remove this part. I'm just going to go ahead, remove this part here, just like this. Okay, that is cool. Then we have the name of the invoice, which is okay. Let's see other things we have to remove. Now these inputs, we are going to change them in a second, but just leave them there for now. There is where we have the table component. Where is the table? Where is the table? Scroll down to the table. By the way, make sure that this has become a div. Then this create button, you can remove this. We do not need the create button now. Then we have this table here down. So for this table now, we are going to use another, we have to create another table. Okay, so we had this the form table. Okay, so you're just going to have also another table. Just create a new component called the preview table. So just name this one as preview table dot jsx. Okay, so you just say rfc. So here is going to be now actually also the table. Now you could just go inside the other the other table and actually get the details from the other table, since we had already extracted it. Or you could just simply also just go to Flowbyte. Let me just open here Flowbyte, just like that. So on the Flowbyte, just go to docs or just search here table. As simple as that. Okay, so of course this time you can use any table you want. Okay, just we can just use the one we used last time. Okay, there is this default table. Now we could actually just use this one, since we don't have any buttons. We are not having any buttons like for removing or adding, so this would be perfect. So instead of doing this, we just do this. We can just copy this. Instead of go and copy the other table and we start manipulating it, just simply copy this, copy that, and just simply go to this return. Okay, and then let's return this. Okay, so we need to change all these this table, these headers, and we can just go and copy the same headers from this side, this table head. We could just go and replace it with the other table head. The first thing is change this class to class name, Control F, and then Control H. So say class name. Okay, we're just replacing the class, the word class with class name. Click on this. Okay, now we can just go and replace this table header with this one we have in the form table. So in the form table, just go ahead and get this table head. It has the rows, it has all the headers we need. Okay, so just get it, go back to the form preview, and then on top here, not from yeah, actually form preview. Is it form preview or table? It's supposed to be something like form table. Then did I name this as preview? It is a preview table here. Preview table, not just like the form preview. In the preview table, just replace this with this. Okay, and we can now, instead in our form preview, we just go and replace. Let's just go and replace this form table we have down here. So just replace this form table and replace it with preview table. So you have preview table instead, and then here you're also going to be sending there some data, and the data you're going to say here. So table data, just say table data is going to be equal maybe table data, I don't know. So here we're just also going to put table data. So after getting the data from the one we submitted, we're also going to just pass it in here, and then it will just come along to the preview table this side, and then we just actually use put it down here. Okay, so for now, let's just start putting things together. Let's go back to our form preview and they just clean up some things. The first thing is that wherever we have the inputs, okay, this time wherever we have the inputs, let's start from up. So we have the invoice and the label. These ones are here, just minimize them. For this image, it will just only need the URL, which we are going to get from the data that is coming into this component. Okay, so here where we have the input, we are just going to sort of create a flex. Okay, and we don't need this input. This time you can just make it a p tag. So you're just going to do this. So you can remove this and you're just going to replace it with something like this. So what we need is, for instance, this is company name. So I'm just going to create a flex, and in this flex we are going to have company name. So I'm just going to write a p tag, and I could just say here company name. Okay, just like that. Let's give this one, give it some, first of all I want to give this a font bold, just like that, and you can just give it maybe text base, I don't know, but it has to be bold. Then we just duplicate this, and we are supposed to put the actual company name. So here we are supposed to actually put the actual company name. Remove this font bold. So here are supposed to put the actual company name that from the data that is coming. So you're just going to copy this, and you're just going to replace it with all the things. So for the company name, we have it, remove that. So the name is this, your name, okay, or you could just go invoice author. So let's just replace also this. So this one is your name, okay, just name this one as your name, okay, and this one is going to be the invoice author. So here is going to be invoice author, just like that. Okay, this is the invoice author, and then just go down here to this one. The next one is company address. Let's just paste the same thing. This is company address. Paste this. I just change here to company address. Okay, and this just say company address. Okay, then the next input we have is company city. So can just enter here and we say company city. So paste this company city, and even this one is going to be company city. So of course we'll remove with this value is the actual one from the data that is going to be sent. Okay, then remove this one. This is country. So yes, remove this, and then we say last one is the country. Okay, and this is going to say the company country, maybe company country. Okay, and then let's go down to client details. So you're doing the same thing on this bill too. So the first one is your client's company. So you can replace this your client company. Just minimize this. Down here you can just paste this and you say client company. So just remove this client company here. Okay, client company, and then the same thing here. This one is client address. Remove this. Let's first remove the first one. Actually, this input here, we don't need this. Okay, and now let's just remove this client address. So just going to say here is client address. Okay, this is client address. Next is client city. Just take your time. Let's fill in this client. So just come and replace this with the P is this flex thing. And what have we removed? Let me see. So this is client city. Before I remove it, let me just first put this. So this one is client city. So replace this with client city. Okay, now we can remove it. Okay, just go ahead and now we can remove this. So later we are replacing where we have those inputs, because the other side is a preview, not the form. We don't need inputs. Okay, so just come here on this client country. So let me just paste this one here, just like that. Paste it down here, which is client. Is it client country? Let me see. Yeah, client country. So this is client country. Okay, and we are about to complete this form. So if you go down, we have the invoice details. So we have the invoice number. Now these ones you have also to replace them. You could just leave these labels. Okay, you could leave this label, or you could just turn this label into a p tag. Okay, just change that label into a p tag, and then remove this HTML4. This will now work. Now we can replace, because it had already flex. What we can just simply do is replacing this. Now this is invoice number, so replace this with a p tag also. So this one is just a p tag. Okay, and just going to say client. This is invoice number. Actually, invoice number, invoice number, as simple as that. And of course we'll do some styling just afterwards, but let's first have this going on. So just have this copy this and I'm just going to put it under all labels. So the second one is the invoice date. Okay, so the second one is invoice date. So just paste this, change this to invoice date. Okay, change that to the invoice date. Even here is going to be invoice date. Okay, then last one of course is going to be this invoice due date. Yeah, so this is due date. Put this one here and just change this one to invoice due date. Invoice due date. Okay, and then down here of course you can also put invoice due date. Okay, so we have all this, and then we finally have also the table here. Let's go and see the preview, how it looks like. If you have some errors, more especially on the imports we have on top here. Let's see, we have next image and we have this one. I don't know if we need any other things. Let's first go and see if we have some errors, we correct them. So I'm just going to just randomly click on preview just here. Where is preview? Preview. So the first thing is logo URL is not available. Okay, so what you're just going to do is right now we're just going to get this URL from Cloudinary. Just go on assets, refresh. I'm just going to get this logo here, copy the URL. So the logo is here, copy this URL, and then you just come and first use it here. So where is it's just right now let's just say const logo URL is equal to this. So just paste this one here to just only help us work the image work, and we just get it from the data anyways, but I just want to see the invoice preview how it looks like. Okay, just click on the preview. Okay, just click on the preview. We still have table data is not defined, so you can just go ahead and also first remove the table. Okay, so this here you can just simply just say don't pass anything, just put the table, the preview table only. We do not need the preview data right now, so just go ahead and say go on the preview. What else do we have? We have this of course Cloudinary image not configured, so just simply get this, and this is why we could use to avoid the problems. We could simply use the CLD image. Let me just use that. Let me use the CLD image instead. Where is the image here? So turn this into a CLD image. This one, just a CLD Cloudinary image. This, and I think that one should solve the problem, I guess. Let's see. Just again click on the preview. Okay, so we are good. We are good, and you see, so we have the same invoice now. Okay, in the preview mode. You see, so we have this invoice. Of course, we have to go ahead and add this thing here where we can have the total, the subtotal, and so forth. Okay, we just work on that in a second, but what we want right now is that we have this preview and it's looking nice. So you'll be having the logo here. I think 240 is too big. Okay, we could just go here and we just make this one maybe, how about 180. I just say control 180 here. Okay, just try that and you see. Yep, I think 180 is okay. You could just even put like 100. I think it can also work. 100, let's see. Yeah, that is perfect. Maybe slightly 110 or 120, I don't know. Could just try like 120 though. Let's just see. Yeah, so that is perfect. It is matching with this invoice here, so this looks the perfect size. So you see we have all the invoice now with all this. So we want to get these details, want to get them actually from, so you could actually just also hide them. You simply put them like that, but I think if you say company name and then you put the company here, your name, blah blah, I don't know, you could just go and remove these p tags we put there. We'll see, we can just remove them, and then maybe for invoice this one is okay, but for bill to on the actual invoice, I don't know if you have to put the client company. Okay, we'll see, we can just simply remove and these p tags here, but they just first fill in the data. Okay, so the first thing I want to work on, first of all, on this, let's add margin bottom to make that table is not fixed just the way it is. So on the table, just go on the table. Where is the table? So we have the table here, so you could just go and see this last div. Okay, so just go to this div here, we just give it a margin bottom of 8. Okay, let's just see how 8 works, if it gives enough space. Yep, so 8 gives enough space. This is cool. Okay, so now what we want is, of course, when there is data, we have to display here everything we have filled in. So first of all, let's get to extract this information, and we add the actual information here. Okay, and this is this information right now. Let's first go and I show you how this one works. So when you go to edit form, we have this form that is having details. Okay, this is where we add actually the actual data. So we fill in everything here. After filling in everything, then after clicking on create invoice, so this is going to pile, or is going to combine all these. Okay, it will combine all this data into an object. And if you remember, that's why if you go back to page, okay, if you remember back to page, if you see on top here, where is page, not upload but the invoice page, if you remember, after we did this, we actually went ahead and combined the data into this combined data. Okay, so we had this combined data, and this is the data we want to use. This is the data after we have the form data plus the table data. We combine it just like this into an object, and then we send this object here of combined data, we send it to the preview. We send this one to the preview, form preview, and this one is going to be combined, the combined data. Okay, so just say combined. We could set this to combined data, and let me see if we have the combined data here. So you actually just leave it to not to that, but we simply just actually think set. Okay, let me see. We have 3 states so far. Form data. So the combined data we are pushing actually is also, we can create a one state, though we could create one more state that is going to hold this combined data. Okay, so we can just have this one state that is actually creating this combined data. After getting this combined data, it sets it in the combined data. Okay, so let me just go ahead and do that, because I don't think this combined data is accessible outside this function. Okay, because we created it inside this function, so it can't be accessed outside this function. So to access it, we simply need to actually create a use state outside. Okay, so we can just come here and create one more use state. we call it combined data. So just say here const combined, just has to be use state combined data. So we say combined data, or you could just say now form data or whatever, all data. You are the one who you can get whatever you're just going to use. I'm just going to use combined data. So this combined data is actually a combination of form data from the form data and the table data. So here just say here combined data is equal to use state, is equal to use state, and by default they just make it an empty object, just like this. We make it as an empty object, and then when we get it here after getting the combined data, then say set combined data to this data. In fact, we could just come here and say this is all data. Instead, just to avoid the confusion, we could just say this all data, all form data, and you say all form data, just like this, all form data, and then it combines this form data and the table data, and then we set combined data to this all data, just like this. Okay, and now if you console the combined data, or you come outside here, now if you just came outside this form and you console the combined data, at first this should give us like an empty object. Okay, so at first this should give us an empty object. Combined data is not defined. Let's see. Combined data is not defined at 49. Combined data. What did I create here? Oh yeah, sorry. So this is supposed to be combined data, as simple as that. Okay, let me hope now the spelling is okay. It was my bad spelling. This combined data, just make sure is actually the name that is here. Okay, let's just now see. Okay, so by default this should give us an empty object. Okay, it is still loading, I guess, but this should give us an empty object. Okay, so we have the empty object here. You can see we have an empty object for the data. So if we just go ahead and now fill in some data, okay, by the way, you could use this fake filler here. The fake filler can give us this sum of the data. This is an extension you can add, guys. Is called fake filler. So you can just say fake filler Chrome extension. Okay, Chrome, maybe Chrome extension. So it is a Chrome extension, fake filler Chrome extension. So just find this. You can find this fake filler Chrome. Actually, it is that one? Let me first see. Yeah, so this is the one. So you can add this one, fake filler, just to be helping us filling the form, not filling everything from scratch. Okay, so you can see it has filled these things except the image, of which we are going to do. Okay, and even just goes ahead and puts one for the here. It puts in some things. Okay, here just put some figures. It has, let's just say here logo design. Okay, and quantity, let's put 1, and unit price, let's just put 1000. Okay, tax you can leave it at 10 or 0 anyways. Okay, and we have this, and I just go ahead put another one, maybe web design. Let's say web design, quantity 1, and then you say maybe 3000, and then here let's put also 0. Okay, so we have all this data now. Okay, we have all this data, Let's just upload the image also. And by the way, this image we had not added it. This image we haven't added it into the data. So let me quickly add that. So if you just look at all the data we have, in the first place, this logo URL is alone. Okay, it is really alone and it is not anywhere. It is not in the form data. If you check what you have in the form data, we don't have it in the form data. Okay, we also don't have it in the table data. So we can also come here where we are combining. So where is combined data? Let's see where we handle submit. So all data here, I can just actually add this. Remember, these are objects, so you can just simply also add it here. So just say comma logo URL, as simple as this. Put a comma here. So we're just actually adding it on all form data. We can just append it like this. Okay, so now let's just go ahead and see. Okay, let's just go ahead and see. We still have the data actually. It did not reload. That's good. So just go ahead and upload something. Of course, you're just going to upload the same. Okay. And by the way, this whole thing, I feel like this upload button, if you click at any of these sides, is not working. We are going to actually work on that in a second. Okay, so instead what we are just going to do is this. We have to make this design that is here, we have to put it on this actual button. But right now, just click on this word upload. This whole thing outside is not working. We are just going to make that one in a second work. Right now, just click on this word upload. Okay, and let's just go ahead and add the same logo that we had added. Okay, this one, add. Okay, just click done. Okay, just like that. So the logo is there, and of course we just go now submit. So create invoice. So this now no thanks, don't save. So this it brings us to this page, but then we don't have the data. So the data we submitted here, this one, okay, we need it here. Okay, we need to for it to come here, all of it to come and populate here. Okay, if you just check on this object, there must be an object. Let me scroll up here. Okay, I'm seeing only empty objects. I'm not sure why. Scroll down. Okay, so the objects are here. They are populated. Finally, we have the objects here. So there is this page 56. So you just say, what are we consoling on 56? So 56 must be okay, so this one 56 is consoling the table data. Okay, and then we still have the one of 50 and it's still empty. Okay, let me just see here. And 50, which is actually I think our combined data. Let me just confirm. Yep, here the combined data. I don't know if we have. Let me just also just console it here. Console.log. Oh, sorry. I have to make sure you're inside this function. Let's just see console. .log. We saved it as all data. Let me just see this all data. Okay. Okay, so I can see on all data this is 63. What is 63? Where is 63? 63. Really? First wait. Oh, this is on. Okay, so we have 50. Okay, we have now this 50 is having an object. Okay, so we have this having this object. Okay, this is good. Then now we move to, so let's just see 50. So 50, we have here 50 and 56. So we have 50 here, which actually have the data. Okay, so oh yeah, so the combined data now is there. So this is 50. So this is combined data we are going to send. So just come down here. The data we are sending to this side, we are sending data is equal combined data. So now if you look at the combined data, this actually got 50. I feel like I don't have enough space. Let me just do this. Okay, so just look at the combined data, which is JSX50. So open this. So you can see we have all these stuff. Okay, we have client address, client city, client company, all these things attached. Now down, we should have things like invoice date, and we should also have logo URL. So you can see the logo URL is actually there. And then also we have table data. Okay, so we have table data also appended. So we have all these ones plus the table data. Okay, so I'm just going to go to, so simply go to this preview, and then here where we are sending the data, and by the way, just a second, close this, go back to the page. We are sending this as data. That's why we are coming here to destructure this. We come as data, and then on this data we can extract all these things here. Okay, so you could just say data dot, but you can just come here and extract them. So here you can also extract logo URL, and we can also go ahead and also extract table data. Just like that. As I'm extracting these keys, and this one, since we already have it, we can remove it from here. So we don't need now this one to be here, since we have it. So remove this. Okay, so we have logo URL and we have table data, and if you just look at this, table data must be existing, and you can see it is there, table data. Okay, so now let's send this to table data. Okay, so you have the image. So wherever we have all these things, the company address, simply replace here. Company name, you say company name, just say company name. Let's go and filling in data. So we have this invoice author, so you can just also put that invoice author. You can just go here, put company address. Make sure you are putting it on the right place, by the way, in the second one. So this one is the company address, company address. So you have this company address. Scroll down to company city. Let's put this company city. Scroll down to company country, just to replace this with company country. Okay, scroll down to bill to. So you have all this client information. So here this is client company, so you just say client company. By the way, it is in brackets. Make sure this is in brackets, and then you have client address. This is client address, And then you have client city, so just put here client city here. Client city. Okay, and then client country, so just put here client country. Client country, just like that. Okay, and then down here is where we have the invoice date things. So just put here invoice date. This is invoice number. Okay, we just go ahead and we have invoice date. So we have invoice date, and finally we have invoice due date. Invoice due date here. Invoice due date. Okay, and then finally we have the table. Now here we can actually send now table data. Okay, we can send table data as table data. Okay, table data as table data here. So this is cool. So we are sending to this preview table. So go to this preview table. Okay, and receive the table data. So you just say table data, as simple as that. So we are receiving this table data, and from it now we simply just need to map. So down here where we have these ones, okay, so I have the T body. Okay, I have the T body having all these ones. So first minimize all these ones. We don't need all these columns, remove them. These table, the rows, not columns, but the rows, we don't need all these ones. Maybe we just leave one that is going to calculate. We have to leave one. I don't think it should be like a div, but let's just leave this one so that it will be used to calculate, to do the calculation under there. We can just leave that one there. I'm just going to comment this out. So now we can use table data to loop through this. Okay, we can just leave to just cut this. Okay, and then we have table data. If it is there, you can just do map. And of course here you have inside access a row and its index. Okay, you could just have a row on the index and just call it I. And then here just return this table row. Okay, so now if you look at what is on this table row, the first one, let's give it a key. Okay, if we just give this a key, and the key is going to be the index I. Okay, so just go ahead and look at what we have here. So we have this item description. So here we can just say row dot. So on the row dot, we are the ones, if you remember what we added onto this, just a second here. If you just go back to this, if you scroll down here and you actually click on the table row, you see an object here is having one is item description. So you just here is going to be row, just remove this, that item description. Okay, that is what is on this row. The second one, we have quantity, tax, identity, price. We have all those ones. So you can just come here, we see this one. The second one is supposed to be what? Quantity, which is QTY. Okay, so just come here and you say QTY. And of course, you could destructure these. If you wanted to use the destructuring, you could just come here on top and destructure the row. Okay, for instance, you could just say const. Okay, and then you say item description, and you say I have something else. You have QTY. Okay, and then you can just go ahead and put all these things. QTY, we have unit price. Okay, we have also unit price. Okay, then we have also tax. Okay, we have tax and then amount. So we have tax and then we have amount, and then this is equal to row. Okay, so you can just destructure the row just like this, and then after destructuring, then you don't need this dot row. You just simply come and here just say item description. You come and say here the second one is quantity, which is QTY. You just have the next one, which is amount, I think unit price. Okay, and then another one is and this we're just going to duplicate this 2 times because there is tax. So this on the end price, I could just put like $1 behind, or if it was UGX, you could just put UGX, whatever the price you want to use. And then here this is going to be tax. Okay, and then this one's going to be the total amount. So just come here and you say also put the dollar here, and then you can just say amount. You know, this amount comes when it is calculated. Of course, we just go ahead and also do something else in a minute, but at least we have all this. And you can see, by the way, as we are putting, things are being filled in here. I don't know if you are noticing that, like things are being filled in here. And even our rows, we are actually having them looking amazing. Guys, look at that. So if I just now remove this, you can see that all the data, actually we have it in this preview. So you have the name of the company, you have all these things here. Okay, we have all this here, and the only thing I just want to add is one thing that is going to calculate the total amount. Here I just need to add one thing that is going to help us calculate the total amount. Okay, here the total bill or whatever is going to be, we just need to put it there. So that's why I just left one column at the end, this one. Okay, so if I just put it just back like that, I need to remove some of the things. For instance, what we can just do inside here, remove this. We don't need to have anything, but we want it there. Even this, remove it. Okay, and then even this one, remove it. Now to this last two, I'm just going to copy again this to these last two. So just put here total amount, and you can put this, and then we're going to put the total amount here. Okay, so we need to put the total amount there. Now where are we going to get the total amount? Okay, because what we would want is we have two rows here, and we know each row has an amount. Okay, we know each row has an amount, so we're just going to use some nice stuff here. Okay, so just first leave this 99 and we see how it looks now. Okay, so you can see here we have total amount, and then the total amount is here. I'm just going to make this one bold. This total amount, simply add some classes, font bold. Okay, font bold, and let me also maybe text Excel. Yeah, so you just have that, so that this looks somehow more bold. Okay, and we could just even just make it like leave the same text base. Okay, text base, but you just say uppercase. Okay, we just say uppercase, and even here the text, we just say text slate, maybe 800. Okay, let's see how that one looks like. Okay, so this looks better. Total amount, then we have this. Now how do we get this total amount? So you're going to use the arrays, I think the array method, the one for getting the total. Okay, so we can have here, so we can just come here, and I think we could just calculate it from up here instead, where we have this space here up here, const. We could have const total sum. Total sum is going to be equal to, so we can just going to use table data. So this is table data dot, so this, if this exists, we can just say dot, and we can use an array method, which is what is that array method? Forgetting the total, it has gone out of my mind. Let me just come here. Array method, array sum. Okay, yes, like how do we get like array sum? It's just going to give me the name of the method, and just put here javascript. Okay, so it is a reduce method, so it is just the reduce method, this javascript reduce. So you just use the reduce method, and in the reduce method you can just see here you have the current, you have the, this is the format, how it looks like. So just go to this, you say total sum is going to be table data dot, so we just use sum reduce. Okay, we just say reduce, and this reduce has access to two things. Okay, it has access to the current item, so you can say this one is going to be the current item, and then it has also access to the next item. Okay, so it has also access to the next, maybe this is next item. Okay, and this, let's just return here. Okay, and I would want just to return, let's just say console.log you could just console.log next item, or yeah, you could just say next item. Okay, maybe comma let's just say current item and next item, current item, just comma next item, and then just say here, say console.log total sum. Okay, so like this has this stuff, and by the way, you're supposed to give it also the you're supposed to give it the starting point. So array reduce, it has access to a and b, so you can say it is return a plus b, and then you give it the starting point to be 0. But just now, just test out things. Okay, I'm just going to go to the console again and see, but you see somehow we have some object, and they are giving us this object here, the two objects actually. So you see like this, and then we have this. Okay, so you see the first one is logo design, and the next item actually is the web design. So it has access to the first item and the second item. Okay, now what we would want to do is, we know these are objects. Okay, so how about we say that, okay, we just say, so we would first get the price. So we know this is going to be number. If you just check actually current item dot price, so if you just say console.log current item, so you can just say current item dot amount. Okay, just say current item dot amount, there, just go back and see. So you see that this would have maybe changed and they give you 1000. Okay, the problem is with this 1000 actually is a type, is of type. If we check the type of this, let me just cut this and say type of, I think it's just a type of, and you say put space. If you check the type of this is going to be a string. So this is a string. So a string with addition, we might get an we might just get things which are not predictable. So you have to convert this into a number. Okay, so you could just say pass float. Since they are floating numbers, we could just say pass. I think the method is called pass float, just like this. Okay, if now we pass like that, this is going to change. Now it's going to be, you can see when the color has changed. Okay, and this one shows it is a number. So it has changed to a number, and this is good. So what we want to return, okay, down here, let me just say return, okay, current item. So it is pass float actually. So return pass float. What did I do? Just get this pass float of current item. Okay, this here, just name this as return. So just need to say here pass float of the current item plus pass float of the next item. Okay, you say this one is going to be next item, just like this. Okay, and then here we can just say comma 0, because like want it to start from 0 as the starting point. Okay, so let's just see now what do we have. If we console.log total sum, so we get something like not a number. Okay, we get something like not a number. Let's first see if I returned one of them. Just if I returned current item dot amount, let's see what it gives us. Okay, so it gives us not a number. I think it is just on this pass float. Okay. Okay, let's just try this. Let's try return current item. Okay, let's just say return current item plus. Okay, so plus, and then we can also just say plus this is current item dot amount. By the way, what was I using? Let me first go back. Let's see. Okay, let's just say return current item dot amount plus. So if I add now and then I add another plus, next item, let's just say next item dot amount, just like this. Let's see now what it gives us as total sum. It is still giving us not a number. Okay, let me first also remove this. Let me first remove one. I'm wondering why it is doing that. Let me just put a flash here. I don't know why it is doing that. It's giving us not a number. Okay, what is console.log this? Let's just console.log this and you see. This time is giving an undefined. And we still have the data in state. Let me just try to understand this. So the data is actually undefined. So is table data dot reduce. We have access to the current item and next item. Okay, just like this. And maybe just first remove this. Maybe that just bring problems. And they just console.log current item. And even here let's return current item just for purposes of understanding what we are getting back. Okay, so this time we have the objects. Okay, and if I just say amount, okay, and even this one amount. Okay, if I just did this, let's see. Okay, so we have now some numbers actually. We have some numbers. We have this 9, which is 9. Where's 9? 9 is outside here. Okay, so now what I just want is, if I say plus, okay, and you can just add another plus on this. This plus is to convert it into a number. By the way, if you are confused, this is next item. Okay. So let's just see now what returns back. Okay, so now we are getting actually 4,000. This is great. Okay, they just now tell you what I've done. And by the way, if I don't put these plus, let me show you what happens if I remove these pluses so that you understand. It might give us a number that is very weird. Okay, you can see the number it has given us. So this is the number it has given us. Okay, that's why, because we have two strings, if you concatenate two strings, if you have, like, for instance, 1,000 a string and you add 1,000 a string, you will get a very weird number. So the first thing I did is to convert this into a number by adding a plus. So just add here a plus. This converts this into a number. And now to this one, I also add a plus. By the way, if you can make only one, this one to a number, they will convert this one to a number, but you can still put another plus. It is also acceptable. You have this plus, then you have also this plus for conversion. Okay, now this one gives us now predictable results, which is 4,000, because we have 1,000 plus 3,000, which should be 4,000. Now we could just go ahead now and populate this total sum. So just go down here where we have this now total amount. Down here we just simply put this dollar and we say total amount. As simple as that. So now if we just go back, we have all the invoice having amount of 4,000. Guys, this is really amazing. Look at that. So we have all this invoice now actually working. Everything looks okay. Okay, let me just go into state and I can just change these details. Let me just say this is coding school. Okay, let me change this, and this, what was this? This is your name, and this is him, say JB web developer. I'm just going to remove this. What is this? Company address. I'm just going to say Chirika opposite police, maybe police station. Okay, and then let me just remove this. City is Kampala, and then let me just also remove this. This is country is Uganda. Okay, and they just say I'm writing this to a company called maybe this is hub for simplicity. Client address is maybe is let's just say where you get it. Okay, say why not? So can you say is in maybe where you get it. Where you get it. So I'm just some name. If you can't pronounce it, just write any name that you are familiar with. So city is also Kampala. Okay, and then let's just go ahead, and country is also Uganda. And then the invoice, these ones I'm just going to leave them just like that. Okay, I'm just going to leave them like that. Then item description, let's add some item. The first one, we're just going to add web design. Web design. This is 1. Unit price, let's just say is going to be 5,000. And let's say tax is 0. And by the way, you could also handle the calculation for tax. Okay, to calculate these ones, if there is any tax on this, you could just do the multiplication. You add another line, just add logo design, and this let's just say it is 1. Could use this. And then unit price, let's just say it is 500. And now if you see, the total should be 55. If I say create invoice, now it's a no thanks. Now you see that this, so we have all these data populated, including the logo. We have all these details, Kampala, blah blah. The only thing I'm just going to put is maybe putting a space. Now in actual sense, we could also use here a table. Okay, you could just use, if you want to align this, if you want to align this properly, you could actually also use a table here. This would work very well, even this one is table. But you know what, I'm just going to simply just put these semicolons, the colons, and then we just leave it like that. I'm just going to come up here, not this side, just go back to preview. Okay, and what you're just going to do is, starting from here, I'm just going to say company name, just put this, and we could put space, which is, I think, and then do I still remember that? I think it is any BSP, like that. I'm not sure, but let's just see what it has created, just like for one. Let me see. Yeah, so it has added some space. I think that is the one. So just copy this with a space, and let's add it on all of them. So company name, your name, just add that. Company address, company city, company country. I'm just adding to just change the styling, but actually you could just use a table. You know, you can just copy and put a table if you want it to look absolutely perfect, like aligned very well. I don't know if it is necessary, but it's something you can try out, just putting like a table. Then this city, country, invoice number. I don't think the other ones just need that. They just first see if it has added spaces. Yep, it has added some spaces all over. Just only there is one problem here on a company client address. Just look at that client address. So in the client address we have 2 of them. Just remove one. Okay, so we have the invoice having all the data, we have all the totals calculated here. This is really cool. You could just also just go ahead, by the way, here you can just go ahead and put these tax, or if they are not there, you can even just leave them empty like that. But at least all these figures are being calculated very well. You can see the amounts, and we could just bold these amounts, all these amounts, 3 amounts. They just do that. Just go to the form. This is not the preview table. Okay, wherever we have the amount, so like here. Okay, first of all, just going to say text base, and just say font bold. Okay, just going to say font bold. So just copy this and let's put it to all of them. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, yeah, just put even to the last one. Okay, so this last one, this one here, and we want to change, actually just leave this text space, but we not even uppercase, but let's just say text, just say put uppercase even here, uppercase, just like that. I just go back to the browser. This now should just look fine. And let me just change the font. Actually, the text base is okay, but just say here text slate 9800 or 900, whatever you want, like 900. This should be now bold and black. Okay, so this is cool. Okay, so now after this, we're just going to see in our next episode, then we should be able to look at the printing, downloading, saving, and sending. I don't know if we're going to work on them in one single episode. They look like there are so many, but we're just going to work on to these ones now. The form is completely done, and I can safely go to our trailer board, and I move this to complete it. Okay, just move this here, and we're just going to move in our next episode. We just start working on these functionalities like this one. Okay, we just move this here. Let's first leave it at this point. We're going to work on this last, the login, register, and the pricing. Right now, we just first work on the most important ones. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Please, if you have not subscribed at this point, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just head to the YouTube channel and please just subscribe. Thank you much for watching this episode. I will see you in the next one.